Hello, hi, and welcome back to me, Emma Bradford. I'm going to be going over a little bit more about the temperature quilt again today. I'm flying solo tonight, so Kaylee is not with me, but hi Kaylee, because I know she'll be watching tomorrow morning. So what I will be able to do though tonight, as I'm flying solo, is I'll be able to see all of your comments, or your questions, or your likes, or your hearts in real time, so I can respond immediately. So yeah, just give me a hi and or a heart or a wave, whatever, just to let me know you're there. What I thought I'd do today is just recap again what a temperature quilt is, because I've been talking to a few people and oh hi Martha. Martha's waving. So there's been a bit of confusion about what a temperature quilt actually is. So I thought I'd recap the whole thing from the start, and yeah, we'll go from there. So what is a temperature quilt? Well, the first thing you need to do is pick a location around the world. So it can be your home, where you're born, where your family lives, somewhere you'd like to visit, somewhere you've been to, anywhere that you want to. Oh, hi Sarah, thank you. Once you've picked your location, what you need to work out is what is the lowest temperature that it gets there and what is the highest temperature that it gets there, and maybe go a tiny bit beyond that just in case. Once you've devised your location and your extreme lows and extreme highs, oh hi Dawn, you then devise a temperature scale. So this is what I've done right here. So I'm going to be tracking, you can see that, Tallington, oh it's back, maybe backwards, sorry guys, Tallington and London, but what you can see, I'll explain it right here, is for all of the temperature ranges I have got a corresponding fabric. So my temperatures range from about -3 all the way to 32, because I'm a bit hopeful that it might give a 32 here, we'll see. And then I've got a fabric swatch that corresponds to a temperature range. Once I've done that, I record the temperature every day, and you'll see I started I've had a little bit of an addition to this page. So I did start, and my granddaughter, yeah, found the book and decided she needed to add some artwork to it as well. So thanks, Alice. But yeah, so then you record the temperature each day in your location. Oh, hi Maggie. Hi Carol. So this is for this week. So once you've done that, you then make a flying geese block for each day, which is what I've got started here. Now, one of you was very eagle-eyed, and on my last update, last week, they said, it's only the 3rd of January, but you've got 4 blocks. Yeah, that's because I added the one for the 31st, the very first one that I did. Oh, hi Pam. Oh, Pam's asking how much extra fabric do you need for the common temperatures? Good question, Pam. It depends how many more temperatures from that day you have. What I recommend, and what I haven't done here, I'll show you the other one. This one is for Tallington. These are fabrics that I've used from my stash, basically. This one is for London. Now, for the London one, the fabrics that I've chosen are the Dashwood Studios twist. So it's a blender. It's available all the time. So it's not like a fabric collection that comes out once a year and you just need to buy all the fabric that you need in that time, otherwise you might risk running out. These are always available. So we have these on the website, so at swiftquilting.com, we have the whole colour range. Going back to the Dashwood Studio fabric, so this is a blender. It's available all the time. So if you choose, oh hi Julie, if you choose a fabric that is very common, so available all the time. You can always add more if you need to. So what I recommend is buying fat quarters of the ones that you're going to need more, that you think you're going to need more. Oh, hi Yvonne. Maybe buy ½ meter and then go from there. So that's my London one. You can see I've had like what, 5 days in a row that's all the same temperature range. So yeah, it's generally getting warmer, although today's is colder. So that's London. So how do you make a flying geese block? Start with a rectangle. So my rectangles are 3.5 inches wide, or long, and 2 inches wide. So whichever way you want to do it. So 3.5 inches this way, 2 inches that way, and then 2 squares which are 2 inches square. And you can see I've drawn a line, a diagonal line across that. So what we're going to do is I need to line up my square on my rectangle, just like that, matching all the raw edges on that square. And my diagonal line, I want to go through the middle. Oh, hi Mandy. And then I'm going to sew directly on that marked line from corner to corner diagonally. And that's going to make one of my big triangle. So let me do that right now. Bear with me. Sorry, you have to look at my back. There we go. Slip that off. And then, so I'll show you that way. So I've sewn across here, directly there, and then you're going to cut 1/4 inch, cut that off. There we go. So I've cut my 1/4 inch seam allowance. Very important, you have to press it out at this point. I'm just going to finger press for now. There we go. So then it will look something like that. Now I'm going to do the other side. And so it will be lined up just like that. So you want that corner raw edge to be all aligned, and then you're going to sew directly across. My seam allowance. There we go. And then that's what it looks like. Now you'll see my point is 1/4 inch from the raw edge. That's the way it's supposed to be. Don't make your flying geese and think, oh no, my point should be right at the edge because otherwise it's going to disappear. No, no, no. You want it to be 1/4 inch down, because when you put them together, that's what's going to make your point show. So I've got a question. Hi, oh, hi Joanne. Yes, I was going to mention you. Joanne, oh my gosh. Joanne is so organized. She sent me all her information of how she's going to do her quilt, and it is amazing. Let me see. Oh, so Joanne says, can I tell people if their screen freezes to reload and the video works again? Okay, yeah, sorry, it cut out. I don't know why. But yeah. Sarah, where did I get the idea for this quilt? Ah, good question. So I have a friend who made a temperature blanket last year, but knitted. So the way that you knit one is you do your colour scale according to your temperatures, just like you would for a quilt. And then for every day, every temperature, you knit or crochet like 2 or 3 rows so that you've got a little band of colour, and you do that every day. And I thought, ooh, that would make a really good quilt. So, yeah. So I went on Pinterest, because all the best ideas are on Pinterest. I'm like, oh, yeah. And I love flying geese. It's one of my favourite patterns, I have to admit. It's so effective. So that's where this came up. So if you go on Pinterest, there are ideas for temperature quilts. Some of them are flying geese, not all of them. Some of them are different. You can also do them, instead of having a flying geese, when you have your rectangle, you can just have that for your day and just add rectangles to each other. The reason I didn't do that is because you can see here, I've got several colours all the same in a row. If those were all rectangles, then yeah, that would be, in my mind, a little bit boring. But if you like that, fine, go for it. Yeah. So, oh, hi Rosalind. So now I'm going to add today's flying geese to the rest of my days. And I did do these, I have to admit, I did catch up last night and did all of mine together. And I found that it wasn't impossible, but it was a bit of a faff going backwards and forwards, trying to figure out which colour went in which order for which day. So I think I'll try to do one a day just to keep on top of it. If not, at the very most, probably catch up every week. Again, sorry to show you my bag. But there. Oh, yeah, I might need to redo that one because it's a little bit scant. But you can see, and that's what it looks like. So that's my London one. And I was thinking, if you have any children that do, I'm really sorry. I got a frog in my throat tonight. If you have expect any children this year, any grandchildren, any great-grandchildren, I think it'd be great to have a temperature quilt for the year that they were born. So I don't have any expecting this year. Right, Kaylee? But yeah, I thought that would be a really good idea. Oh, hi Simone. Hi Simone, sorry. Just that, right? Inspired by idea, thinking of doing circles. Ooh, that would be a good idea. Yes. Very much like that idea. Oh, hi Sally Ann. What was I going to say? Oh yes, colours. So I also had a lovely picture sent to me of, sorry, I don't remember your name, who's doing all William Morris colours. So you don't have to do a rainbow like I've done, or a gradient scale at all. I was also thinking, wouldn't it be lovely to have different scales of grey with a colour on one end, which would be nice. What else do I want to talk about? Oh, I did want to mention there's 3 people. Oh yes, I've had some lovely conversations this week with people. I want to have a shout out to Lynn, Joanne and to Jenny, all 3 of you. Just your stories of sewing, how you got into sewing, how you're getting into sewing, how you're doing this project with somebody else. Yes, please do share those because I love them. I really love them. It's so nice to hear those stories. Yeah, keep them coming, please. Oh, the other thing I was gonna, I don't have time, I'm afraid, but wouldn't it be great if somebody, whoever wants to, could start a temperature quilt Facebook group so that everybody could share their progress pictures onto it and share their ideas of layout, because I did see some really nice, actually, well, go back. So last week I was thinking I was going to do 1 month per strip and then fill in the blanks. I saw another nice layout today, which is concentric squares. I mean, it's not circles, but concentric squares. So you start in the middle and it goes out. I will post that picture onto my Facebook page so everybody can see that one as well. But what I think I might actually do is just continue doing my strips in a row for now. And then when I finally decide which layout I want to do, I'll take Jack, so my Jack the Ripper, and then just undo the seams between the blocks that I need to, so that I've got the right amount, you know, to go around, if that makes any sense. We'll do that at another time. Probably want to do a temperature quilt update for a few 2 or 3 more weeks, because I think we've kind of talked about it, and I will have some ideas for layout. But next week I'll do a different demo. Don't know what yet, haven't decided, but yeah, we'll mix it up a little bit so it's not all just temperature quilt. And yeah, please do keep sending me your temperature quilt progress pictures or ideas or fabric choices or anything like that. And yes, all of your stories, sewing stories in general. Yes, I love to hear them, really love to hear them. So that's that. Does anybody have any questions or anything else I'd like to ask? I can't seem to see any more comments coming up. So yeah. So I'll say goodbye for tonight, and I will see you again. Oh. Okay, just had a question from Pam. Could I do the tessellation again? Yeah. Okay, we can do that. Probably that would be... We'll see how we go next week as far as timing, but I don't know if we can do it all in one go, or we should spread it over 2 weeks, Pam. So if not, I'll definitely do the how to do a tessellation, and then we can do the tessellation quilt the following week. Yeah. Oh, hi Belinda. Oh, tried to send a pic of my week's geese, but Swift Quilting didn't have a camera icon. Oh, sorry, I don't know how to fix that. I'll have a look. I'll see how we can do it. But if somebody wants to try a Facebook group, then we can all share them in the same place. Oh, hi Kathleen. What was the Dashwood Studio range again? Oh yeah, it did cut out right at that time. Okay, so it's called Dashwood Studio and it's twist. And all of these colours have a name. So there's like sapphire, and I think like sorbet and like melon, unless I'm getting that confused with my batiks. But yeah, they're all in the blenders section of Swift Quilting Company website. If you go to fabrics and then blenders, the whole colour range is there. And that is something we will always have in stock. So it's something, if you need to buy more, you can buy them a quarter at a time. You don't have to buy like a 4 metre or half a metre. You can buy them a quarter at a time, and then you can fill up the days when you've got more of the same temperature, like that. Does that make sense? Kathleen, hi Kathleen. Have recorded temperatures and going to see what I have in my stash. Yeah, definitely. This is a great stash buster. Oh, and I was mentioning, sorry, I can't remember your name, but the lady who was doing the William Morris, I mean, I think we all have a stash of fabrics that we've set aside for something special, and now possibly have the chance to use them all. So yeah. Oh, hi Caroline. Have you sewn any of the other temperature quilt blocks together? This is all I've got so far. But what you can do, and I was thinking about this, is on your BBC weather app, you can see for the next week what your temperatures are going to be. So what you could do is, if you're having a mad moment and you want to do flying geese, you could actually kind of make some ahead. Of course, the temperature might change. There's no guarantee with the weather, but then you might get ahead of yourself and have a few of at least the most common ones made. Because even if you don't use them between now and say summer, you might be able to use those temperatures again back in the autumn, especially this time of year especially. Hi Maggie. Emma, I've been doing half square triangles along with the flying geese before I cut the surplus. Would love some ideas on how I can combine them. Half square triangles along with the flying geese. Oh yes, okay, now I understand you. So what Maggie is saying, let's see, where's my, I'll show you. If you use a bigger triangle, although you can use a small one, it might kind of work. Sorry, let me go a square. A bigger one would be easier, I have to admit. If you wanted to go with a bigger flying geese unit, when you do your line, mark another line. I've got my handy dandy ruler, 1/2 inch away from that one. So you want a line going down the middle and another line 1/2 inch away from that, and sew along both of them. And then that little scrap that I've been doing a John and chucking on the floor, that turns into a 1/2 square triangle. And then you can use those to make something completely different. Now 1/2 square triangles, oh my gosh, like the possibilities are endless. You can make stars, you can make them go all in one way. Actually, I've got a quilt on the wall in my bedroom that I made, all 1/2 square triangles, all shades of grey. I'll show you next time, or I might post a picture on Facebook to show you. And they're all gradient from dark grey to pale grey. But you could do exactly the same thing with all the different colours of the temperature. You could do a gradient. Yeah, so many different ways to do it. Oh, sorry. Okay, Kathleen, yeah. Oh, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. Like the idea of mixing up with other projects. Yeah, I was thinking something like the temperature quilt by using scraps from your stash. Yes, yes, yes. You could do all scraps. So you could just do, instead of different shades of one colour, which I've done, so different shades of teal, you could have a different colour for that temperature, but lots of scraps within that colour. So all your blues, or your reds, or your yellows, or your greens, or your oranges, all together. Hi Caroline, just wonder what the colours look like compared to the London one. Oh, yes. So, I don't know if you can see, this is my Tallington one, this is my London one, and the temperature has varied a little bit more in Tallington versus London, which has been a bit more consistent, which makes sense. So I've got a few more different colours in this one versus that one, but they're all sort of looking the same sort of shades. So we'll see what it turns out a little bit later on. I know it got colder today here anyway, so I've got another dark one on the end. Hi Pam, I'm doing no waste flying geese. Yes, for the common temperature, so I have some ahead. Perfect. So I'm guessing the no waste flying geese is what I just said, or about the 1/2 square triangles in the corners, which is a really good way of using those. Hi Sarah. Maybe one evening you could show us how to use your long arm quilt. Yes, I will. I'll have to do that, because it is fun to watch. It's a bit boring, I'll admit, because a lot of the work is in the loading and the figuring out the pattern. But yeah, we can have a look at that one day, definitely. Yeah. So any more questions, we'll call it a night. If not, I'll see you next week. Oh, Kathleen, sorry, can you remind me of the mat needed for the rectangles and how many meters would I need approximately? Okay, from memory, I think it was 2.5 meters for the large triangles in total. That's in total. So for these 2.5 meters, what I would do is ensure you've got 1/4 meter of every colour to start off with. That will be more than you need initially, and of course you'll need more. You may need more, I'm assuming you'll need more of the common temperatures, so I might need to get some more of this if I get a lot of temperatures like this. But if you, like I said, if you can budget at least say 1/2 meter, I think you'll be safe. Or if you want to just buy 1/4 meter, buy it of a blender. So like I said, a Dashwood Studio, or like a Mako Linear, or a Lewis and Irene Bumbleberries, or if you're doing a solid colour, or anything like that. That is, okay, I said Lewis and Irene Bumbleberries. Those tend to be seasonal actually, so that I think they put out their colours to go with the collections that they have for that year. So there might be some similarities, there might be some differences, so just be careful with the Bumbleberries. Although I love them, don't get me wrong, I love them, but if you do go Bumbleberries, you may want to be on the safe side and get 1/2 meter. Oh, Jackie Hurst, do I sell the 1/2 inch ruler? Not yet, but I'm hoping to find one at the trade show next month, so I can start stocking those, because and then I've lost it. Oh no, it's here. I do love this little tool. Really good, really useful for marking. It's really useful. I actually use this on my attic windows as well to measure the 1/4 inch in and down, because it's so, I don't know if you can see it, it has 1/4 inch increments. It's really nice and clear. There's no confusing like additional lines like you can get on the creative grids, which I love the creative grids, but for very fine work it's nice to have just a small handy little tool. So I will be looking for these, don't worry. Yeah. Oh, hi Barbara. Really enjoyed seeing you tonight. So interesting. Thank you. Thank you. Hi. Hi. So, okay. Well, it really is going to be it. And I will see you again next Friday. If I don't see you sooner, I'm at the shop in Tallington every Saturday and Sunday. So if you want to pop in, say hello. I'm always there on a weekend. Yeah. So send me your messages, and maybe somebody can start a Facebook group for the temperature quilt. Hint, hint. Okay, bye.